take a look at a great new tool the company has adopted. It's called Skype for Business. The goal of this tool is to make communication faster and easier and more meaningful. I'm going to show you a few tricks today with my friend Tim. We're going to go through a couple scenarios, and hopefully you guys will like this tool. You'll start using it, and it's going to make your work life a lot easier. So I'm going to start off with the traditional chat sort of thing, which we used to do with an older tool, and I'm going to send Tim a message. So I find Tim's name in the list, and I'll write him a little message here and just get his attention. I just learned a new joke from my 6-year-old, and I want to see if he wants to hear it. I'm asking him why a T-Rex can't clap his hands. I thought that was a pretty funny joke, actually. Let's try to change the conversation. Instead of using text this time, I'm going to use a new feature built into Skype for Business. So I'm going to close the message, and I'm going to double-click on Tim again. And this time, I'm going to choose this little video call button down at the bottom. Now, my PC is hooked up with a camera, and so I'll be able to communicate with Tim using the camera and kind of have a more personal connection. So let me click this, and we'll give Tim a little video call here. Tim.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Good. That joke was terrible.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's for my 6-year-old. He seemed to like it.
Sure he did.
So how are things in Draper?
Fantastic.
Yeah? Things in Bristol are great, too. So let's try the joke again. So why can't a T-Rex clap his hands?
Arms are too short?
No, it's because he's extinct.
Oh,
it's no better via video. It's still a terrible joke. Well, yeah. Here, let me try and convince you that it's a funny joke. I'm going to share my desktop. Would that be okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to click this little button down at the bottom here. It says Present. And when I do that, I'll get a list of options. I can actually share my desktop, and now Tim can kind of see what's on my screen. So I'll open up a web browser here, and I've got a picture of a T-Rex. Tim, I think you can see here that, you know, the T-Rex's arms are way too short to clap his hands, so that's okay. You know, I understand why you answered the way you did. But if you look here, under Wikipedia, you can actually see that the correct answer is because the T-Rex became extinct around the Cretaceous period. Does that make it any funnier for you?
It looks better. Does that count?
Yeah. Well, I guess this is a good way to visually communicate, and I can, you know, sort of present things and make our communication a little bit more meaningful. But, you know, I'm going to work on my jokes, and next time I'll try to come up with something funnier. Anyway, thanks for listening to my terrible joke, and I'm going to hang up on you now. I'll just click this little button here. Bye.
Talk to you later. So
what we just saw was basic communication, using chat, which you can do. It's great to multitask. This kind of live chat is also useful if you're on a conference call and you want to communicate with somebody on the side to make sure you guys are saying the right things. But visual communication over video can be a lot more meaningful. You can watch people's facial expressions. You can see if somebody's actually listening to what you're saying. Maybe they're multitasking and typing an email and not paying attention to you at all. This will help avoid some of that. And then in the tech support arena, being able to share my desktop with somebody like Tim, he can help me quickly resolve issues that I might be having with one of the programs that I'm running. So those are the main things that we see people doing with this tool. There's some other cool things you can do with it, and I'd like to show you another scenario. In this example, I'd like to schedule a meeting with Tim and have him join my meeting, and I want to present to him a PowerPoint slide, and I want to show you what that looks like. So to start, I'm going to open up Outlook, and I'm going to click on a new button that I have available inside my Outlook calendar. This is a button for New Skype Meeting. When I click on this button, I can actually send Tim an invite if I knew how to type correctly. Let's try that again. Tim, there's Tim. And I could give the meeting a title and click send. I can invite as many people as I like, up to around 50 people. And when we're ready to join, you could click join online, or within the meeting invite itself in the body, there's a little link to join the Skype meeting. When we both click on that link, we're both joined to a virtual meeting room. And we can do some things here. For example, we can join using the Skype audio. So that means that the voice part of the communication will happen over the Skype client. We don't have to use our phones. We could also provide a phone number in here. So if we wanted to use the MetaSource bridge numbers, we could enter that into the dialogue. So when I join this meeting, I'm going to be entered into the room, and I can choose to share my camera so people can see my presentation. I can also choose to share my desktop. So if I wanted to demonstrate software, like if I was doing a Metastore demo or a Q-Link demo, I could show people what that looks like. I could also upload a presentation. So I could see Tim just joined the meeting. He could also turn on his camera if he wanted to. So he could kind of, I could see him, he could see me. Now at this point, I want to upload a PowerPoint presentation. So I choose this little computer screen icon, select present PowerPoint files, and I have a little demo PowerPoint on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and upload that. And what it's going to do is upload the presentation. And from here, just like in PowerPoint, I can drive the presentation using some standard controls. I can go forward and backwards. And as you can see with lightning speed, that presentation is being uploaded to a cloud site. And Tim should be able to see it in just a moment. So if you look down at the bottom here, I can see slide 1 of 6. As I do my presentation on Tim's side, he's seeing the presentation on his screen. So as I progress, when I click the next button, slide 2 will show up on his screen. I'm going to make Tim presenter now so you can kind of see things from his perspective. And there's some cool features here as well as a meeting participant. Tim, I'm going to make you the presenter here. Let's see how this works. And if you could share your screen, then we could see things from a Skype participant perspective.
All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I see your screen. So I'm on slide 2 of 6 because that's what I'm presenting. And there's some cool features I know you can do on your side. Tim, you want to talk about those?
Yeah. So if Frank's giving his presentation and he's moving through the slides, and I think to myself, hey, I want to see that last slide a little bit longer, I can independently from him go back. And in these arrows, I can go left or right, move through the presentation, and go back and say, I really wanted to look at this just a little bit longer. Now that I'm done, I can either flip through it myself, or if I click up here, I can do return to presenter's view, and it syncs me back with where he is at.
So Tim, are you saying if I'm slow and boring, you can skip ahead to see slides that I haven't shown yet?
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but the answer is yes.
I do talk a lot. Well, there's a lot of other things you can do with Skype. We don't have the time to go into all those features, and we want you guys to start kicking the tires on this, getting some value out of it, but we're going to be introducing more features as people start to adopt this tool. I hope you found this short training useful. I want to thank Tim for helping me get this done. And if you guys have any questions, please contact IT support. Talk to somebody in IT. We'd be happy to help you. That concludes the presentation. Thank you.
Thanks.